Hi, my name is Jacob Spillman. I'm a licensed professional counselor and licensed marriage and family therapist in Portland, Oregon. I'd like to talk about two of the major reasons why we have difficulty communicating: harsh startups and incongruent messages. We know from research that communication occurs in inverse proportion to the degree two people view themselves as adversaries. What this means simply is that the more you view your partner as an adversary, the less you're going to be able to communicate with them. And so when you attempt to communicate, it's necessary to reduce the amount of adversarial behavior you display to the other person. Now, how important is this? John Gottman observed that only 4% of communication that began with a harsh startup transformed into a positive outcome. What that means is, if you start a communication harshly, your chances of success are about 4%. So it's important to understand that how you communicate is as important as what you communicate. Now, we usually think we're giving one message, so let's use this message here. I have a problem. Could you fix my flat tire? When we speak, we're really sending out two messages. One is verbal and the other is nonverbal. The verbal content consists of the words we say. The nonverbal content is the way we say it, using the tone and volume of our voice, the position of our body, the expressions on our face, and even the color of our skin and the size of our pupils. So this works pretty well when the tone of my voice matches the content of my words, and I say something like, I have a problem, could you fix my flat tire? Notice that the tone of my voice and the words containing the information are congruent. They say the same things. But what happens when the tone of my voice doesn't match the content of my words? Just watch what happens inside your body when I say, I have a problem. Notice how quickly your body automatically tenses. This is a natural reaction. Your fight-flight response gets triggered just by the tone of my voice. So, if I angrily say, I have a problem, could you fix my flat tire? Before you hear the end of my message, most people will be busy getting ready to defend themselves by the time they hear the first 4 words of what I say. What happens to the second half of my message? It gets lost. It gets lost in the adrenaline. Even if the person wanted to fix my problem in the first place, they will defend themselves against how I made the request. So if I angrily say, I have a problem, could you fix my flat tire? Before you hear the end of my message, most people will be busy getting ready to defend themselves by the time they hear the first 4 words of what I say. What happens to the second half of my message? It gets lost. It gets lost in the adrenaline. Even if the person wanted to fix my problem in the first place, they'll defend themselves against how I've made the request. The other person will then start reacting from their defensive posture, and the whole argument will start escalating from there. I don't have a problem. You have a problem. Of course, if you react to their reaction, the problem just escalates. My problem is that I have a flat tire. Your problem is that you're being a jerk. The difference is that after my tire is fixed, you're still going to be a jerk. Of course, this just creates more of an adversarial role, and we know where that gets us. Everyone is tempted to use a harsh startup now and then. So what do you do when you unintentionally do this? The answer is to get congruent. Let the other person in on your internal process. Identify your feelings and talk your way out of your upset. So what I mean by this is something like this. I'm really upset. Look, it's not about you. I need to calm down before I talk. I just have flat-tired after a really horrible day. I'm really angry with a bunch of people, and I'm trying to give you a straight message right now. I'm sorry about being angry, but could you do me a favor? I need some help. Could you fix my flat tire? So if you're in the middle of a harsh startup, breathe deeply and slowly through your chest. Relax your muscles in your chest, arms, and legs, and keep describing and owning the upset until you're congruent with the message you wish to give. And finally, make your request. Remember, take the emotional state of the person you're talking to into account, particularly when you or they are angry. We're all sensitive. Remember, there's a child in all of us.